Hi scrapbookers, this is Megan and I am back with another layout. So for this one, in my last video I told you I would be back with the layout number 6 from this July kit, but I was looking through my videos and I don't think that I taped or recorded myself making 6 or 7. So this is actually my 8th and 9th pages, and they are both Project Life pages. So for this one, this is actually, let's see, I kind of work on them a little bit mixed up. I think this is the 9th page that I'm working on right now. And for this one, oh, maybe not. Maybe I am working on, okay, yeah, sorry. I kind of had to get myself situated there. So here I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to put what pictures and which ones I want to cut down and which ones I don't. And so this is going to take a little while. The way that I do Project Life, if you haven't been following me, is that I scrapbook events. So if I have an event that I took like tons of pictures at, then I will use a Project Life page to scrapbook with it, as well as doing a couple of normal 12 by 12 scrapbook layouts. So here I'm just going to be using up a bunch of scraps from this kit. And these pictures were taken at the beginning of June. My kids participated in a race called the Fun Run, which our pediatric center, or our pediatric doctors, the boys' doctors, put on every year. And it's just to help, encourage the kids to get active and to be healthy. So here I'm just cutting down a bunch of papers and photos and scraps that I want to be on this Project Life spread. And so let's see, yeah, there I used some of the black pattern paper. Then I'm going to, I think I'm going to pull out a white sheet of paper and I'm going to cut that down to be 3 by 4, and I'm going to use that for a lot of these 3 by 4 pockets. So I'm going to back that black one on there. But I'm thinking the white looks kind of stark against the black, so I'm going to spray it with this Heidi Swapp Color Shine in the teal. And then I'm going to glue the photo down, and then there was a branding strip that said The Good Life, so I'm going to just put a little piece of that down there. Then I'm also going to use a couple of these yellow corners and a yellow enamel arrow. So that is the first card that I finish with. So now I am just going to move on to another one. This one of Tinian. I decided to use this blue paper. And so I'm going to cut that down. And I'm just going to glue the his photo on there and not really do much else to it. And that is fine with me. Oh, I am going to put some of these enamel stars on there. And then that is done. I do have to cut it down a little bit because it was kind of very snug going into there. Now I'm going to work on this card with Jonas and my husband Mark. So I think I talked about this a little bit in a previous video, but so I'll just kind of go over this again. So Jonas, my oldest son, who is 10, he has spina bifida, which, if you don't know what that is, his spine didn't form all the way when he was in the womb, because my body doesn't make enough folic acid while I'm pregnant. And by the time we could have known anything about it, it was too late to, help him. And so he had to go through a lot of surgeries when he was a baby. So his spine didn't form on his back all the way, so his spinal fluid and his nerves and everything were in a sac on the outside of his back. And so just the bottom half of his body is quite a bit weaker than a normal child. So he does require, he has to wear braces on his feet at all times. And he just kind of walks like he's a little bit more wobbly than other kids his age. So for him to do this mile, I can't remember, I think it was a 1.25 mile run, might have been a little bit less than that. To do this, it was a little bit harder for him because he's a little bit weaker. And I was kind of nervous about him going around by himself because I knew he would be left behind. And I mean, I didn't know if, the other kids would be a lot faster than him. I guess that they would. And so I just didn't want him to do it himself. And so my husband was like, okay, Jonas, I will, go with you and run with you and do this with you. And so they did a lot of walking. In this picture that I just finished, Jonas was starting to run again. So yeah, I just added some of the yellow paint that actually, I think that came in the May kit, which I also got. So now that explanation took quite a bit longer than it took to make the card, I've kind of moved on now. And I'm trying to figure out what pictures I want to go where and in what pockets. I'm going to do a lot of moving around. Here I'm thinking I'm going to use that word from one of the branding strips that says Saturday on it. And you can see Tinian here trying to help me. Since Tinian made his own page, I think that was like a month ago, with me, my boys have all just been really wanting to help me with my scrapbook pages. So it's been very interesting. So here I'm just cutting down another 3x4 card. And this one I had scribbled a little bit of paint on the, to get all of the yellow off of it. And so I thought that was perfect to just kind of add a little bit of interest to one of these cards. So here I'm cutting down a card really, really teeny small. And then I'm going to put some of this black and white polka dot paper on it as well. Let's see, above and below the photo. So here, that's what I'm doing. And then I will cut down that one side because it was a little too long. Then I am going to pull out this branding strip piece. It says, remember this moment. And that card is done. So the middle is all completely done on this Project Life spread. So now I'm going to move to that top photo, I think is where I'm going to go. And I'm just trying to get myself situated here and trying to figure out what else I want to do with this. So I'm trying to figure out what to do with these two photos. I'm not quite sure what I want to do yet. But I do know that I want to put the title, and I'm thinking that I want to have the title just be the date. And so I'm going to use all of these numbers that came on the kit. The date was 6/6/2015, and so I'm going to have to use some O's, and I think I actually use a D. Yeah, because I think I had already used all of the O's. So I'm going to use the D for the 0, and then 1 and 5. So I had to get kind of clever with this alpha because I used it up pretty good. Okay, so now I'm kind of switching things up again, and I pulled out a couple of these Project Life exclusive cards that came in the kit, and this is where I decide, okay, I think it would look really cool if I put the numbers for the date down on the bottom of this photo. Since there's nothing in the corner of this photo, I could totally do that and it would look really cool. And I'm really excited that I decided to do that, because I think that is one of my favorite parts of this layout, is having the date right there in that bottom left-hand corner of that photo. I am going to outline it so that you can see it a little bit better, that it will stand out. And here I'm going to do that. And then I am going to glue the word Saturday right above that date. I think Tinian might be in the room with me still here, and so that's why it's kind of taken me a little bit to get this done. With my kids being home, I can't scrapbook as much as I would like. Usually at night I try to get my voiceovers done, and then during the day I try to actually do the scrapbooking, which is how it's been working this year. So I am going to use that Project Life card that came in the kit that says, "Life is full of joy." And I guess I'm going to kind of use that as the title. Now here I am going to use this other 4x6 card that came in the kit. And I'm going to have to try to get a little bit clever here, because I don't need that area that's right there that has the date on it, since I have the date up above it, but I did want to use the notes areas for the journaling. So I decided to just use a bunch of scraps, and I'm going to cover up all of the not letters, but the numbers that stand for the dates. And then I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to use this dotted paper and then cut that off. I'm going to glue down the photo. Oh, okay, I guess I pulled out some enamel stars. And now I'm going to glue the photo down. I put an arrow up at the top, and then I think I'm going to cut off a piece of this branding strip that says "The Little Things." And if you can't tell, because this photo isn't the best quality, because I had to zoom in because I was far away, and so my husband is carrying Jonas on his back, and Brennan had gone up to meet them and to cheer Jonas on. Excuse me, I had to sneeze. Okay, so now for this next card, I am going to use this photo. Oh, apparently I decided I'm going to do my journaling. So my journaling is just going to say, Jonas and Brennan did a great job running the 1.14 miles. So I guess it was 1.14 miles that they ran. Mark walked around the course with Jonas. After Brennan finished the run, he went and joined Jonas to cheer him on. Tinian walked the last little bit with them. I'm so proud of all three of my boys. So yeah, that was the journaling that I decided to put on there. And I'm getting a little bit better about journaling, and it's not always been my strong suit. So excuse me, I keep sneezing. So yeah, I'm excited that I've decided to do a little bit more journaling of these current events, because I usually scrapbook like old events, things. I'm scrapbooking 2008 right now, and I don't really remember a lot of things that happened from back then, so I don't do a whole lot of journaling. So it's a lot of fun to be doing these current events and to actually remember what's happening in these photos. So yeah, so that, I finished up that one, and then now I'm going to move on to this one, and this one had a little bit of that excess Heidi Swap spray on it, and so I'm going to spray it a little bit more, and just to kind of provide more interest in the background. So this kit came with, I think, 3 or 4 acetate pieces, and it had like a shape in the middle of it, and this one was a speech bubble. And so I thought, oh, that would look cool if I cut that out And it is just a mirror, pretty much is what it looks like. The shape is a mirror, or just really silver or something. I don't know. It looks like a mirror to me. So I'm going to use that up in that left-hand corner. I'm going to put a backing on this, which is called black and white polka dot paper, and it was one of the specialty papers, or specialty cards. So I'm just going to glue it down there, and then I'm going to put 2 more of these little corners, and let's see, what else am I going to do? I had some letters that I had cut out using an earlier layout from the kit, and I thought, well, maybe I could use those, but then I'm thinking, okay, maybe I'll just have the title be Go Jonas, or, you know, have it be Go Jonas, but it wasn't going to work out because I didn't have enough letters to spell out, I don't remember, Jonas, because I think I wanted it to be two-toned. So I wanted to use both the yellow and the black and white diagonal stripe layout, or alpha, sorry, I can't talk. So here I am spelling out the word keep, and then I'm going to write out Goin. And I had enough to do that with the yellow, and then I'll spell out Jonas's name with the black and white diagonal stripe alpha. Now this yellow alpha was kind of annoying. It would get stuck every now and then, and you would have to peel the backing off of it so that it would be sticky. It was kind of annoying, but oh well. I did like this alpha. So here I'm going to lay down that, oh gosh, what is it called? Speech bubble. Sorry, I couldn't even figure it out. And then I'm going to put down all of these alphas. So I'm going to kind of fiddle around with the title a little bit because I didn't like having the G hang off. And I'm going to put a arrow, an enamel arrow next to that. And here I'm just pulling off the letters for my son's name. Oh, and I did have to cut a number, I think that was a number 8, into an S because I didn't have any S's left. It came with 4 S's and I didn't have any left. So I used up this alpha pretty good. I think I have, I don't even know. I probably don't have any A's left. But I do have like W's and V's and stuff. So I wonder if I'll ever even use that. So here I am cutting up a banner out of this black and white polka dot paper, and I'm just going to place that down in the left hand corner and put Jonas right above it. And I think that is going to be the end of this layout. I ended up not recording the back, what I did on the back of it, so I apologize, but I will put pictures at the end of the front and the back of this spread. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and I will be back tomorrow with a Kill a Kit video. We'll see you then. Bye.